Hello, answer. This is Commander Nevzat. Do you read? You're fuzzy. Do you read? You're very fuzzy. Oh, I think I'm getting a signal now. Or at least I'm transmitting, I know that much. Hello, I'm Commander Nevzat, formerly of the Basil One. Well, I mean, still of the Basil One, but also sort of away from the Basil One currently. I'm floating in space, in NARF space. Woo-wee! It has been quite a journey. Yesterday, I don't know if you've been keeping in touch with the Twitter feed, which is Ants in Space. That's the Twitter handle. I went out on an EVA, that's an extra-vehicular activity, to see if I could get the snail, find the snail, and also do some minor repairs. The electromagnetism that the snails were sucking at, that emotional electromagnetism caused minor damage to the hull plating. I was making repairs to that. I never did find the Nevzat snail, or Tasman snail, sorry, my name is Nevzat. The Tasman snail, I don't know where that is. But at the moment, I don't really know where the Basil One is, so, but that's okay. The Basil One folded. The PaperFold drive engaged right at the point of, when I was out in space, charging up from the microon, which is with me now, and I was left floating in NARF space. It's wild out here, let me tell you. It's sort of like, well, it's like a storm happened, right? Have you ever been in a storm, like an electromagnetic storm, and it takes out all the power, and it's at night, and everything is dark and quiet? Well, maybe not quiet, because I hear the sound of space around me. Do you hear that? You might be able to pick it up through the speakers. I'll listen. Wait, listen. Yeah, that's the sound of deep space. It's almost like you're in a basement room and there's a refrigerator going upstairs. But ignore that for a second and imagine yourself in that storm, in that blackout, and everything is calm and peaceful, and you can't be on your devices anymore. There's no entertainment. What do you do? What do you do to entertain yourselves? I'd love to know in the chat. So, because who knows how much longer I'll be out here. I think what happened with the PaperFold drive is that it's calibrated for normal space, you know, normal space around the Earth and around the International Space Station, and I can only imagine that around NARF space, it just it wasn't ever quite working the same. It was sort of like an old used car in that respect, you know. But I think it folded spontaneously. I think I might have overwound it. But anyways, here I am floating in NARF space. But so I know what's happened. I know how to calibrate it properly now, I think. It's taken me a while, but I've had a lot of time. I've been stuck out here for either a day or 73 years, depending on your space-time calculations. NARF space is a little like, well, it's sort of like Jell-O in a way. It's thicker than regular space. I'd say it's sort of watermelon-flavored Jell-O, sort of watermelon-flavored. There's some artificial colors and flavorings in here, a little bit of chunky peanut butter maybe every now and then, some sand, lots of sand, and artificial dye number 10. That's black, artificial black number 10. Die, because it's really dark out here. So I'm gonna check with the microon screen is a little below me here. I'm gonna see if anybody's chatting. Oh, spacewalk, yeah, spacewalk. There it is. Oh yeah, I'm loosed in space. Little Ricky knows I'm loosed in space. Oh, Ricky lights candles and tells stories. That's a great way to pass the time. Yeah, I remember my Aunt Ethel Twinklewaddle. Yeah, Ethel Twinklewaddle. Yeah, she would tell us some stories, boy. Well, she was an electrochemist, chemical engineer, electrochemical engineer, and boy, she had some wild stories to tell of imaginary lands with all sorts of different explosions in them. She's someone I idolize. I like thinking of people that I idolize when I'm floating in space, when I'm floating. I'm okay though. You'll notice that I have my EVA suit on. My EVA suit has this normal EVA suits, space suits you've noticed like with NASA, they have glass in front of them. Well, I don't need glass because I have a protective bubble, a bubble shield I call it. Yeah, I have that around me. I have a lot of BS around me right now, but it's keeping me safe from the NARF space. NARF space having nothing to do with the registered trademark foam. I like thinking about, who else do I like thinking about? Who else? Who else do I admire? Olena Brick. Olena Brick. Yeah, she was also an engineer, but not a chemical engineer. She was an engineer on when I was a test pilot. When I was first starting out, trying to become an astronaut, I was a test pilot, and she was the one who would she would check my work, because I was a test pilot. What I would do is, oh goodness, I'm floating a little wild here. She would, well, I was a test pilot in that I would take tests on planes. That was what I would do. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And she would check the work. How's the signal coming through? Oh, it seems like we got a strong signal, strong signal. Oh, yeah, I like that. So, you might be asking how much longer I have to wait out here. And, well, I know how much time I have out here because I've done some intense calculations in the what feels like 73 years that I've been here. I know exactly. I've maneuvered the microon, the little microon ship, which is a coordinated remote outside operational navigator. We have navigated to precisely where I think the next fold is going to take place. Yes. And I think I know how to make the repairs on the engine. I think what's happened is what I need to do is I need to recalibrate, not for dark matter, not for DM, but for RBM, rainbow matter. That's what we have here in NARF space, is rainbow matter. And I'm going to calibrate the twinkle stopple cards. They're more like rods really, but that's a TSR, and that's already been copyrighted. So TSC, twinkle stopple cards, I need to plug those in from the broccoli menagerie, which, as you recall, is sort of the brains of the ship. Well, I've got to open up the broccoli menagerie, and I've got to take out those twinkle sparkle cards, and I've got to replace them into another section of the ship, so that it can program itself to. I got to plug it into the imaginable identity mass possibility sector of the spaceship. That's the IIMPosssible cards. Well, no, not a card. Well, there's a bigger card. It's a huge card. It's more like a huge mechanism, really. The IIMPossibility. And if that happens, I think we can get back on track to Werndoald. But what's going to happen is I only have a little bit of time. I only have a little over 2 minutes. When this happens, a little over 2 minutes. Let me see. Oh, it should be happening, well, in a little while here. Looks like we're going to have to bide a little bit more time. Oh, yeah. Floating. What are some of the other things you do that we can do to bide our time? I'll tell you one thing that I do sometimes. I like to dance, but out in this NARF space, it's really hard to dance. So I do eye dances because I have control of my eyes still. So I like to do like I like disco sometimes, you know, disco's a fun thing to do. So I like to maybe think of rock the boat, baby, rock the boat, don't kick the boat over, rock the boat, don't rock the boat. And I think that has particular pertinence to where I'm at right now. I can also do can you do the can you do the can you do the can. That's one of my favorite eye dances. It really gets my eye muscles moving, you know. Sometimes I can even go get the tongue involved. You know, you got to keep those parts of your body that are still operating in you know, freedom. You got to exercise your freedom when you have it. Sort of like on a sunny day when you go out inside it. It's not sunny here though. Wait, no, I'm floating away. I gotta grab hold and go back. There we go. Okay. So, I also sometimes feel a little hopeless, you know, a little desperate, some desperation. And that's okay. Last week I was feeling a lot of anger. And emotions are okay. They're part of what make us human, make us special. Yes, we're in the middle of a VSM, a very special moment. I'm feeling a little bit of despair. And it's okay for me to feel despair. It's okay for you to feel despair if you're feeling it. It's okay to feel whatever emotions you're feeling right now. But perhaps I can concentrate on what's about to come. I have 2 minutes. I have 2 minutes to put those cards where they belong. 2 minutes. And then we'll get back on track to Werndoald. Those twinkle stopple cards, they should be pretty easy. It's going to be getting through this dense NARF space. That's going to be the challenge. I think I'm going to check on the screen, see if there's been any more interaction. Oh, there's the other little Ricky Davidson. Oh yeah, you love these goggles, don't you? Yeah, these HXVDGs, the holographic external video display goggles. That's how you're seeing what I'm seeing sometimes. But I have to be in front of the Basil One for that to be working. Oh, little E-Ray, don't be concerned for me, I'll be fine. Because I've always got my imagination. Jim Jewell likes singing. Ah, little Jimmy, I like singing too. Oh, that's fantastic. You saw that I was singing while I was doing my eye dances as well. It's sort of a little nice byproduct that I get from that. Because you got to have music to dance, even with your eyes, right? All right. Okay. I'm checking the time. We are at 03:27.938. We're about there. I'm going to just take some deep breaths. I've set a countdown clock for exactly the amount of time. And when those sounds go from the countdown to the solid beep, I better have those cards in place. Those twinkle stopples, those TSs better be in their new place. Otherwise, I'm going to be stuck out here alone, floating in NARF space without the Basil One forever. All the lights are on the Macroon right now. You can't really tell because there's nothing for them to shine on. But when that Basil ship appears right behind me, boy, it's just going to come out of the blue and it's going to be phenomenal. It should be happening any minute now. Looks like my calculations were a little off. I thought it should have happened by now. Oh, you know, it's just that moment before you dive into that deep cold water. Except for I'm not really cold because my EVA suit is really pretty warm. It's almost like being wrapped in bubble wrap. Because you have to have this hard protective shell around you, right? On the torso, and then they inflate the rest of it. So it's really hot. Just like being wrapped in bubble wrap. But don't you worry, I'm fine. I have my imagination and my eye dancing. But when it happens, when that countdown starts, I'm going to get to work. I should appear exactly in the same place on the exterior of the Basil One surface that I disappeared yesterday or 74 years ago. All my tools will be all set in place for me, magnetically attached. And, oh boy, here it is. Here we go. I feel something. I feel a rumbling in space. Here we are. The Basil One is here. I feel it under my feet, my magnetic boots. Oh. The broccoli menagerie is off to my right. I think I'm just on top of it. Boy, it's hard moving through NARF space. This is the ocular Zweigel drill that opens the broccoli menagerie. There's the IKEA, I don't need that. I just need the woggle wrench. If I let this go, it would float out into space. I'm opening the broccoli menagerie. There are the cards. These carry all the possible imaginatives. The countdown is getting faster. Here's the IIMPosssible drive. Just one more should do the trick. Oh, I'm hitting some peanut butter in NARF space. There it is. Oh! I think we got it. I might even have some time for... Oh no! Oh no!